Welcome back. In this class, we will study a new topic, that is gender, religion and caste. Gender, religion and caste. Gender, religion and caste. Gender, religion and caste. In the previous topics, we have seen some kinds of linguistic differences in the first lesson, and second lesson we have seen that different types of levels of government and how federalism practiced, okay, and what are the system of decentralization or local self-governments. So in this lesson we are going to study about three kinds of social divisions that can be formed in different forms. These are gender division, religious division and caste division. So gender, religion and caste. In each case, whether it is gender, religion or caste, we will look at what is the nature of this expression, okay, political expression, and how it affects or whether it is healthy in our country. Okay, as far as our country is concerned, whether it is healthy or not. We will look at all these matters in this lesson. Now let us begin with the first, that is gender. We will discuss one by one gender. Let's begin with the gender. It is a form of social hierarchical order. Hierarchical order. What do you mean by hierarchical order? Hierarchical order. Hierarchical order. What is hierarchical order? We can find it like this. Okay. From bottom to top. Okay. That is a hierarchical order in which men placed at the top and women at the bottom. Like during the time of Vedic period, there are Varna system was there. Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Okay, that system, social order or hierarchical order was there. Okay, here also it is a social hierarchical order. Okay, that seen everywhere. This social hierarchical order can be seen everywhere, but very rarely recognized in politics. So the gender tend to be understand the nature is unchangeable. The nature of this gender is unchangeable. So in this lesson we are not going to study about whether it is on the basis of gender. We are not biological basis, okay, but we are going to discuss on social expectations and the stereotypes. Okay, in this lesson we are going to focus not on the basis of biological division, but on the basis of how these are created, social expectations and the stereotypes. So first we will begin with the public and private divisions. You know, boys and girls are brought up to believe that the most important works of women is to do all the works inside the home and bringing up children. You know that. Take example of your home. Who is doing all the works? Who is doing all the works at home? Yes, you know that. Your mother or your sister or sometimes your domestic servants. So, when people are thinking it is the responsibility of women or girls to look after or bringing up children and do all the works inside the home. It reflected a sexual division of labor. What it creates? Sexual division of labor. Sexual division of labor. What is sexual division of labor? This is a system in which all the works inside the home either done by women or organized by them through domestic servants. Okay, sometimes all the works at home, okay, they are most of the time you know that these are done by women only. So this system, that is of sexual division of labor. What is sexual division of labor? Is a system in which all the works inside the home either done by women or organized by them through domestic helpers. Okay, so you know that women used to do in almost all families, women used to do all the works inside the home. You know that how many, what are the different types of work? So many works are there at home. So it is a kind of sexual division of labor. Simply believe that this only women can do it. You don't do it. This is only for the purpose of women. You do all the works. What are these works? Take example of, we can classify this, okay, works female, okay, works at home. Works at home. How can we just see that works at home? What are the different types of works? Okay, so many works are there. We can make it washing, okay, washing is there, cooking is there, cleaning is there, okay, then bringing up children, or so many works are there. Okay, simply we can classify this. Okay, so many works: washing, cooking, cleaning, bringing up children, looking after the elderly people, tailoring. Okay, there are so many works. Okay, and it is believed that all the works outside the home that are done by men. Why? It is not that men cannot do all these works. Men can also do it. Washing, cooking, they can do it. Very proper cooking. Properly they can cook food. Okay, they can clean the home. Okay, even they can look after the elderly people. But it is believed that these are simply your works. You don't bother about this. We are not bothering about this. Okay, you have to do all these works. Okay, but when it is paid, when these works are paid, whether it is washing or cooking or cleaning or bringing up children, okay, or tailoring, men are ready to do it. They are simply ready to take it up. Okay, they are ready to do it. Okay, for example, you take most of the chefs in hotels or tailors which are getting very high payment. These are male characters only. Only male characters, they are doing all these works. In big hotels, chefs are there, tailoring centers, outside cities and all. Okay, all these are done by men only. So when it is paid, they are ready to take up. Okay, they are simply believe that these works we are not doing. Okay, at home. These are only for you. Bringing up children, cooking of different kinds of food. Okay, then washing, cleaning, everything you have to do it. We are ready to do work outside the home. Okay. Now, you know that in the rural areas, you might have seen that women used to go for different types of work. They are going for fetching water or collecting fuel woods, or they used to work in different fields. Okay, in the field, you know that in Kheti, okay, so many people they are doing different types of work. Okay, in agricultural sector or in farms, large number of poor people they used to do works. If you take the cases of urban, in urban centers, even the women from some poor families they used to go for works in middle class families as domestic helpers. In the middle class families, poor women used to go for domestic works or helping. At the same time, the women in middle class families they used to go for outside, okay, for some office works. So in fact, we understand that women do some sort of additional work than their home. Okay, they are doing all the homeworks, okay, or domestic works they are doing. In addition to this, when they are going office, they have to prepare their food. Okay, their husband or father is not going to prepare food and all. Okay, most of the time they get up or woke up early in the morning. They have to prepare all the food. They make it ready. Okay, their tiffins and all. They have to look after the children, and they are going for works. In middle class families, okay, especially in cities, these ladies are working in different areas. Okay, you know that. And we can understand that here most of the time these people doing more works. Okay, some works they are doing more in addition to their daily works. But their works are not valid. Still their works are not valid. This is a condition of our society. Even though they are doing extra work, but their works are not valid. Now, this created some kind of social division. Okay, this result of this division of labor is that although the women constitute half of the humanity, you know, women they are constitute half of the humanity, but their works are minimal, especially in public life or in politics. Even though they constitute half of the humanity, but their works are very minimal in public life. Okay, or especially in politics. Okay, that is the condition. You know, large number of women movements started. Okay, large number of radical women movements were started to raise their issues. Okay, earlier, you know that men were only allowed to do some sort of works. Okay, they are doing only works, or they are allowed to take part in public affairs or public offices. They are only allowed to cast their votes only in some other rights. Women were not allowed to even right to vote. Okay, so gradually this issue was raised in politics. Okay, and there are large number of women organizations. Okay, they demanded, agitated all over the world. You can take example of French Revolution. Okay, women, their rights. Okay, they demanded for voting rights. Okay, so many radical movements started. Okay, radical movements started to get rights. So many rights, voting rights and all. Okay, such radical movements they aims at equality in public life as well as in family life. They demanded we need some equality as well as some opportunities in the public life as well as equality in our personal life or in our home. So such a type of movements are called feminist movement. What type of movement? Feminist movement. Feminist movement. What is feminist movements? A man or women who demands equality for both men and women. Okay, whether he is a man or a woman, they are demanding for equal opportunities and rights. Such a type of movements are called feminist movements. So these technical terms you need to understand. Okay. So for I have quoted two words. One is sexual division of labor. Okay. Another is a feminist movement. Sexual division of labor is what? All the works inside the home. It's a system which all the works inside the home either done by women or organized through them by domestic workers. Okay. Or feminist movement, it is a radical movement and demanding for equal opportunities and equality for men and women. Okay. such a type of things happened, radical movements. Okay, now the political expression of gender division. Okay, political expression of gender division and social division of such kind of things. Okay, political expression of social division. Okay, political expression of gender division and political mobilization on these questions. Okay, they help to improve the status or role of women in public life. Now we can see that in different fields. Take example of university teachers or professors, you can take it. Engineers, you can take it. Doctors, you can take it. Even in some company CEO or chief executive officers, you can take it. Pilots, you can take it. Or in different fields, lawyers. Okay, so many fields which were earlier considered, these are not suitable to women. Now all these areas are they works. Okay, all these fields, even there are large number of women pilots are there in our country or in different parts of the world. You can also see that. So earlier it was considered these works are not suitable for women, but with their agitation and radical movements all over the world, they demanded equality, opportunity, and public life. With this large number of people get their positions or different opportunities are in public offices. Now, in most of the countries, most of the world, okay, different countries of the world, especially for example, you can take Scandinavian countries. Okay, Scandinavian countries. Scandinavian countries. Which are Scandinavian countries? Finland, Sweden, and Norway. Okay, these are the northeastern part of Europe. Okay, these countries some countries are there. Okay, these countries are called Scandinavian countries, especially Finland, Sweden, and Norway. I will try to show you in the log. Okay. You can see that. You can see that here. You see that this is Norway. Can you see Norway? This is Sweden. This is Sweden, and this is Finland. Okay, Finland. This is Sweden and this is Norway. These countries are called Scandinavian countries. Okay, these countries are called Scandinavian countries. Their public life, the position of women in public life, it is very high, especially some other countries of the world. Okay, these Scandinavian countries, that means Finland, Sweden, and Norway, their position, public life is very high. So, so far we discussed about public as well as the private division. Okay, so the remaining part we will discuss tomorrow. Thank you.